Hello there, welcome to Beyond the Fur. Please like and subscribe if you find animals interesting, and also comment where you're watching from and what your favorite pet is. I'm so excited to take you on a journey through the jungle tonight, a place so alive it almost feels like it breathes alongside you. Imagine yourself lounging in a hammock strung between two enormous trees, a gentle breeze rustling the leaves above, sunlight dappling the forest floor, and the faint calls of distant animals creating a natural symphony just for you. The jungle is one of the most mesmerizing places on Earth, a labyrinth of life where every leaf, branch, and shadow tells a story. And tonight, we're going to uncover those stories together. Let's start at the very top, the canopy. The treetops of the jungle are like floating islands, connected by vines, lianas, and the occasional fallen branch that becomes a natural bridge. Birds of every color imaginable zip from tree to tree. Macaws, with their brilliant red, yellow, and blue feathers, look like living rainbows gliding through the green. Parrots chatter in high-pitched voices, communicating with their flock, often mimicking sounds they hear in their environment. It's fascinating to think about how these birds contribute to the forest. They're not just flying jewels, they're essential to seed dispersal. Every fruit they eat, every seed they drop, helps regenerate the jungle, ensuring its survival. Among these branches, monkeys swing effortlessly, using not just their arms but their tails, some of which are prehensile, functioning almost like extra limbs. Spider monkeys, howler monkeys, and capuchins each have their own unique behaviors. Howler monkeys, for example, are the loudest land animals, their calls traveling for miles to mark territory and communicate with distant troops. Imagine hearing that deep, echoing sound while lying in your hammock. It's a reminder that the jungle is alive, constantly communicating in ways we humans often overlook. Beneath this canopy, the understory is thick, damp, and mysterious. Here, ocelots prowl silently, their spotted coats perfect camouflage against the dappled sunlight. Unlike lions or tigers on open plains, these cats rely on stealth and patience. They might lie in wait for hours for a small mammal or bird to wander close enough. Jaguars, larger and even more powerful, move with similar stealth but are capable of taking down prey much larger than themselves. And yet, they too depend on patience, observation, and timing. The jungle favors cleverness as much as raw strength. Then there are the tiny creatures that make the jungle tick. Leafcutter ants march in astonishingly organized trails, carrying leaves to their underground colonies. Each colony is like a miniature city, complete with farming operations where the leaves feed a special fungus that sustains the ant. Termites, beetles, and countless other insects decompose fallen plant matter, returning nutrients to the soil. Without them, the enormous trees and lush undergrowth wouldn't survive. Even the smallest players have enormous influence, quietly shaping the ecosystem around them. Now let's talk about rivers. Flowing through the forest like silver ribbons, they are life-giving arteries. Giant river otters swim playfully, teaching their young to catch fish, while caimans lurk just beneath the surface, their eyes barely visible above the water. Fish move in shoals, while freshwater turtles sun themselves on floating logs. The rivers connect the entire ecosystem, from the canopy to the forest floor, creating a continuous web of life where every action has a ripple effect. And don't forget the plants themselves. Bromeliads, for instance, grow on tree branches rather than in the soil. They collect water in their leaves, creating tiny ecosystems where frogs, insects, and even small fish can live. Lianas twist and coil around trees, forming natural bridges for monkeys and other creatures. Even the mosses and fungi that grow on tree trunks play crucial roles in maintaining balance. Everything in the jungle has a purpose, and the more you look, the more intricate the connections become. So as the sun sets and the shadows deepen, the jungle transforms again. Nocturnal creatures begin to stir. The slow loris moves quietly through the branches, the kinkajou searches for nectar, and bats emerge, flitting through the canopy while using echolocation to navigate and hunt. Glowworms illuminate the forest floor like tiny stars, adding an almost magical glow to the already mesmerizing scene. It's the perfect reminder that the jungle never truly sleeps. Life continues in every corner, often unseen, always connected. By observing the jungle in this way, you start to notice patterns. Patience and observation often matter more than raw power. Subtlety can be just as effective as speed, and cooperation between species, sometimes tiny, unseen creatures, can support an entire ecosystem. And as you relax in your hammock, absorbing the sights, sounds, and stories of this living paradise, you realize that the jungle is not just a place. It's a living, breathing lesson in balance, resilience, and interconnectedness. As night settles fully over the jungle, the forest floor comes alive in ways that are easy to miss during the day. Tiny frogs croak rhythmically, insects hum softly, and somewhere in the distance, a jaguar shifts quietly through the undergrowth. Imagine sitting in that hammock again, feeling the cool night air and hearing every subtle sound. It's almost hypnotic, like the jungle is speaking a secret language, one that rewards patience and observation. The nocturnal mammals are fascinating to watch, or imagine watching, since many are masters of camouflage. The kinkajou, also called the honey bear, moves with an almost playful curiosity through the branches, using its prehensile tail to swing and balance. Its diet of nectar and fruit makes it an essential pollinator for night-blooming flowers. Sloths, slow and deliberate, navigate the trees without making a sound, blending perfectly with the moss and leaves that coat their fur. Even their slow movements are a survival strategy, keeping predators like harpy eagles and jaguars from detecting them. Above, the canopy is not silent. Owls and nightjars glide through the air, hunting with remarkable precision. Bats emerge in waves, some catching insects mid-flight, others pollinating flowers. Their echolocation clicks and ultrasonic signals create a symphony of sound invisible to human ears, yet every pulse and echo contributes to the balance of the jungle. It's fascinating to think that a bat, tiny and often overlooked, plays a critical role in pollination and insect control, shaping the very forest it inhabits. On the forest floor, the ants continue their endless work. Leafcutter ants cut and carry leaves in impressive, perfectly organized lines, feeding the fungus that sustains their colonies. Termites digest fallen wood, returning nutrients to the soil. Beetles and other decomposers break down dead matter, creating fertile ground for the plants above. This network of small creatures is the unseen backbone of the jungle, supporting everything from the tallest tree to the stealthiest predator. Rivers and streams glimmer under the moonlight, reflecting the canopy above. Giant river otters play in the water, their movements graceful and precise as they teach younger otters how to hunt. Fish dart in shoals, avoiding predators, while caimans lurk silently, maintaining balance in the aquatic ecosystem. Electric eels hide in muddy corners, capable of delivering bursts of energy both to stun prey and defend themselves. Even the smallest ripple in the water can affect life up and down the river, connecting every species in subtle ways. The jungle's plants continue their quiet work at night. Bromeliads hold water in their leaves, creating microhabitats for frogs, insects, and small aquatic creatures. Lianas twist through trees, forming pathways for nocturnal mammals. Mosses and fungi slowly decompose organic matter, contributing nutrients to the soil. Every plant, no matter how small, plays a role in this intricate system. The jungle is alive in ways we can see and in countless ways we cannot, a network of life that is constantly evolving and adapting. Even the predators teach us lessons about strategy and balance. Emerald tree boas coil silently, waiting for unsuspecting prey, while jaguars navigate the shadows with stealth and patience. Predators like these are not just hunters, they're essential to maintaining balance. By controlling populations of smaller mammals, birds, and reptiles, they ensure that no single species overwhelms the ecosystem. Every action, from hunting to resting, is part of a delicate equilibrium that has evolved over millions of years. As the night deepens, glowworms illuminate patches of the forest floor like tiny constellations. Fireflies blink intermittently, adding to the natural light show. It's a gentle reminder that beauty exists in the most subtle places, often unnoticed unless we take the time to observe. The jungle at night is a masterclass in patience, subtlety, and resilience. Life here thrives because every species, every movement, and every interaction is carefully balanced, a lesson in harmony that humans can learn from. By the time the moon reaches its peak, the jungle seems almost meditative. The calls of nocturnal birds, the rustling of small mammals, the distant splash of fish in a river, all blend into a soothing symphony. Each sound is a thread in the tapestry of life, weaving together the forest's story. Observing this ecosystem teaches patience, attentiveness, and appreciation for complexity. The jungle is a living example of how interconnected life truly is, how even the smallest creatures contribute to a balance that sustains the entire environment. And so, as you sit in your imaginary hammock, letting the sounds of the jungle wash over you, you realize that this place is more than just an ecosystem. It's a story of survival, adaptation, and connection. From the towering canopy to the tiniest insect, every element matters, and every action ripples through the forest. The jungle teaches us that resilience often comes from cooperation, subtlety, and awareness, not just strength or speed. It's a gentle, living lesson in balance and harmony that stays with you long after you leave this imagined space. As the first faint glow of dawn starts to stretch across the jungle, the forest slowly shifts from the mysterious nocturnal rhythms to the vibrant activity of the morning. Sunlight pierces the canopy in golden shafts, illuminating leaves, flowers, and the glistening surfaces of rivers and streams. The air is thick with humidity, rich with the earthy scent of soil and vegetation, and every rustle or chirp becomes more vivid in this waking forest. Imagine once again lying in your hammock, suspended between two ancient trees, listening to the gentle symphony of life, the way the forest breathes, moves, and hums with quiet energy. The canopy is the first place to awaken. Birds like the resplendent quetzal, with its iridescent green feathers and long tail, emerge to forage for fruits, insects, and small reptiles. These birds, while visually stunning, play vital ecological roles. By consuming fruits and excreting seeds across the jungle, they help propagate trees far and wide, maintaining the health and genetic diversity of the forest. The macaws and parrots resume their daily routines, their piercing calls echoing between branches, a natural broadcast system signaling territory, danger, or opportunity. Observing this orchestration, it becomes clear that the jungle functions not as a collection of individual species, but as a complex, interconnected community where every participant has a role. High above, spider monkeys swing gracefully through the trees, using their prehensile tails to grasp branches and navigate the dense canopy. Their acrobatic movements are mesmerizing, each swing carefully timed and executed with precision. Spider monkeys are incredibly social, living in groups where communication and cooperation are key to survival. Watching them, you begin to understand that the jungle is as much about community as it is about individual survival. Howler monkeys, on the other hand, make their presence known with deep, resonant calls that can travel for miles. Their vocalizations serve as both warnings and coordination for the troop, ensuring that each group maintains territory without unnecessary conflict. Meanwhile, the understory is teeming with life, though it often goes unnoticed. Ocelots move silently, their spotted coats camouflaging them perfectly against the mottled sunlight and shadow. They are patient hunters, waiting for hours for the right moment to strike. Jaguars, larger and even more powerful, navigate the forest floor with equal stealth, yet their hunting strategies are different. They often take down larger prey but rely equally on cunning, timing, and observation. Sloths, ever the masters of stillness, slowly move along branches, blending with the moss and foliage. Even their fur, hosting algae and tiny insects, becomes a miniature ecosystem. Here, life thrives not through speed or brute strength alone, but through adaptation, subtlety, and patience. The jungle floor itself is alive with activity. Leafcutter ants march in perfect formation, carrying pieces of leaves to underground fungal gardens that sustain entire colonies. Termites decompose fallen wood, enriching the soil and enabling the growth of massive trees above. Beetles, spiders, and countless other invertebrates contribute to this complex web, quietly maintaining balance and ensuring that nutrients cycle efficiently. Even the smallest creatures play pivotal roles in supporting the enormous biodiversity of the forest. The jungle teaches us that survival is a cooperative endeavor, and every action, no matter how small, has meaning. Rivers and streams glimmer in the early light, their surfaces reflecting the awakening canopy. Giant river otters glide gracefully, playfully chasing one another while teaching young ones how to fish. Shoals of small fish dart between aquatic plants, avoiding predators, while caimans slip silently beneath the surface, maintaining the balance of the ecosystem. Electric eels remain hidden in muddy corners, ready to generate bursts of energy when hunting or defending themselves. These waterways connect the entire jungle, linking the canopy, understory, and forest floor in a continuous cycle of life. Every ripple in the water echoes the interdependence of species and the precision of the ecosystem. Plants, too, are active participants. Bromeliads collect rainwater, forming tiny aquatic habitats for frogs, insects, and even small fish. Lianas and vines stretch across trees, creating natural bridges for monkeys, sloths, and other animals to traverse. Mosses and fungi grow silently on tree trunks and fallen logs, recycling nutrients and contributing to soil health. The jungle is a living classroom where every organism, every interaction, teaches lessons in adaptation, balance, and interconnectedness. Even as we observe from the comfort of our imagined hammock, it's impossible not to feel a profound respect for the complexity and harmony of life around us. As the morning progresses, even the predators become more visible. Emerald tree boas coil silently among branches, perfectly camouflaged, waiting for unsuspecting prey. Jaguars move gracefully along the forest floor, using stealth rather than speed, ensuring the ecosystem remains balanced by controlling the populations of smaller animals. Birds of prey, like harpy eagles, scan the canopy and forest floor, playing a similar role among medium-sized mammals. The jungle thrives because each creature fulfills its ecological purpose, and even the most subtle behaviors have far-reaching consequences. The morning air is filled with insects. Bees, butterflies, and moths pollinate flowers, ensuring plant reproduction, while ants and beetles aerate the soil and recycle nutrients. The diversity is staggering. Every species, from the tiniest insect to the largest predator, is a thread in a vast, interconnected web of life. Observing these interactions teaches patience, attentiveness, and a deep appreciation for complexity. The jungle is alive in ways that are both visible and invisible, offering lessons in resilience, strategy, and the power of cooperation. By mid-morning, the jungle hums with a rhythm that is both chaotic and orderly. Birds sing, mammals forage, insects buzz, and plants continue their silent but essential work. The rivers sparkle under the sun, reflecting the vibrant canopy and forest floor below. Every action, from a macaw eating a fruit to a tiny termite breaking down wood, contributes to the survival of the ecosystem as a whole. The jungle is a living testament to the elegance of balance, where every participant matters, and every action ripples through the environment. As noon approaches and the sunlight becomes stronger, the jungle enters a phase of bustling activity tempered by shadows and hidden corners. The canopy becomes a stage of movement. Parrots chatter loudly, macaws preen, and toucans toss fruit to each other, not just for nourishment but also for social interaction. Spider monkeys and howler monkeys leap between branches, their dexterity remarkable, while smaller birds like trogons and tanagers flit among flowering plants, pollinating them in the process. Every movement is a thread in the intricate tapestry of life, a symphony that is as chaotic as it is perfectly balanced. Down below, the understory continues its quiet work. Sloths remain hidden among the leaves, moving imperceptibly as they forage. Ocelots patrol their territories, stealthy and patient, while jaguars navigate the dense forest floor with a precision that balances the ecosystem. Leafcutter ants continue their tireless marches, supplying their fungal gardens, while termites and beetles decompose plant matter, feeding the soil and nurturing the forest for future generations. Even the smallest creatures, the tiniest insects, the microscopic fungi, play critical roles in maintaining equilibrium, showing that size doesn't dictate importance in the jungle. Rivers and streams remain central to life. Freshwater fish dart among roots and aquatic plants, while giant river turtles float lazily on the surface. Caimans patrol the edges of rivers, ensuring populations of smaller animals remain in balance. Otters glide through the water with playful precision, teaching younger members of their family how to hunt and survive. Electric eels lurk quietly in shadows, capable of sudden bursts of energy that demonstrate the jungle's constant tension between predator and prey. Waterways are more than a habitat. They are connectors, linking every aspect of jungle life, from the towering canopy to the hidden floor. Plants continue to demonstrate ingenuity. Bromeliads collect water, providing microhabitats, while mosses and fungi break down organic matter to enrich the soil. Lianas and vines create natural pathways for arboreal mammals, while trees provide shelter, shade, and food. Even the smallest flowers and hidden plants contribute to the jungle's vast biodiversity. It's a living example of interdependence, a world where every organism, visible or invisible, plays a vital role in sustaining life. Predators, despite their fearsome reputation, teach lessons about strategy and balance. Emerald tree boas wait patiently for prey, their camouflage perfect in the dense leaves. Jaguars hunt cautiously, ensuring no population dominates the forest. Harpy eagles patrol from above, controlling medium-sized mammals. Each predator maintains equilibrium in its own way, demonstrating that power alone is not enough. Strategy, observation, and timing are equally essential. The jungle's survival depends on this careful balance, where each participant knows its place and its purpose. Insects and pollinators work tirelessly. Bees, butterflies, and moths ensure flowers reproduce, while ants aerate the soil, recycle nutrients, and disperse seeds. The tiniest organisms have enormous impacts, shaping the forest's structure and health. The jungle is a lesson in how small actions can produce monumental effects, reminding us that patience, diligence, and cooperation are often more powerful than force or aggression. By mid-afternoon, the forest pulses with a rhythm that blends sound, movement, and energy. Birds call, monkeys leap, insects buzz, and predators patrol. Rivers glimmer in the sun, reflecting the intricate interplay of life. Even the seemingly insignificant, the rustle of a leaf, the drip of water from a bromeliad, contributes to the ecosystem's harmony. The jungle is a living testament to the importance of every participant, every interaction, and every moment in the grand story of life. It's impossible not to feel awe in this environment. The jungle is not chaotic. It is meticulously organized, a web of interdependence where every species plays a role, and even the smallest actions can have ripple effects across the ecosystem. From the canopy to the river, from insects to jaguars, the jungle exemplifies balance, resilience, and the extraordinary complexity of life on Earth. As the afternoon sun filters through the dense canopy, casting moving patterns of light and shadow on the forest floor, the jungle begins a quieter, more intricate kind of activity. The heat of the day slows some of the larger mammals, but it energizes other residents of the forest in fascinating ways. Insects emerge in waves, filling the air with the low hum of wings and the rhythmic chirping of crickets. Butterflies drift lazily among flowering plants, their colors blending with the vivid green of the foliage. while bees visit each bloom with purposeful diligence, ensuring the pollination that sustains life for both plants and herbivorous animals. Each small action, each beat of a wing, plays a role in the complex symphony of the jungle. High above, in the upper canopy, birds continue their busy routines. Parrots squawk loudly to communicate with their flock, while macaws display incredible agility as they leap from branch to branch. Their bright feathers make them highly visible, yet they remain masters of the treetops, evading predators with swift, calculated movements. Smaller birds, such as tanagers and flycatchers, focus on catching insects mid-flight, while hummingbirds hover in place, extracting nectar with astonishing precision. Watching the birds interact highlights how different species coexist harmoniously, each occupying a unique ecological niche that contributes to the overall health of the forest. Monkeys dominate the canopy with their acrobatic displays. Spider monkeys swing by their tails, leaping great distances between branches with ease. Howler monkeys, on the other hand, use vocal strength over agility, calling to distant members of their troop to communicate territory and safety. Capuchins, intelligent and resourceful, search for insects, fruits, and small vertebrates, often working in coordinated teams. These social behaviors demonstrate not only intelligence but also the importance of communication and cooperation. The jungle thrives on these interactions, where survival is often dependent on collaboration as much as instinct. Meanwhile, the forest floor remains a bustling hub of activity. Ocelots move silently, their spotted coats perfectly camouflaged against the mosaic of sunlight and shadow. Jaguars, patient and deliberate, navigate the dense underbrush, taking care to maintain balance in prey populations. Leafcutter ants maintain their intricate trails, transporting cut leaves back to underground fungal gardens. Termites and beetles decompose plant matter, replenishing nutrients for the towering trees above. Even the tiniest organisms, fungi, mosses, and microorganisms, play a pivotal role in sustaining the jungle. It's a reminder that life in the forest is interconnected, and even small actions can have significant consequences. The rivers of the jungle flow steadily, serving as lifelines for countless species. Freshwater fish dart through submerged plants, giant river turtles glide gracefully, and caimans lie in wait near the banks, balancing prey populations. Otters frolic and teach younger family members how to catch fish, blending play with essential survival skills. Electric eels, hidden in murky waters, are capable of delivering shocks to both hunt and protect themselves. These waterways are vital, connecting terrestrial and aquatic life, and demonstrating the intricate balance that has developed over millennia. Every ripple, every splash, every movement in the water contributes to the harmony of the ecosystem. Plants in the jungle are far from passive. Bromeliads collect water in their leaves, forming small microhabitats for frogs, insects, and even some small fish. Lianas and vines twist and coil around trees, creating bridges and pathways for arboreal animals. Mosses and fungi decompose organic matter and enrich the soil, sustaining the massive trees above. Every plant plays a role, contributing to a delicate web of interdependence. The jungle is a masterclass in cooperation, demonstrating that survival often depends on relationships and interactions rather than dominance or aggression. Nocturnal creatures also leave their mark during the day in subtle ways. Glowworms, although mostly active at night, leave behind faint trails that attract prey. Sloths, despite their slow movements, contribute to the ecosystem by hosting algae and insects in their fur, which in turn become food sources for other animals. The jungle operates on multiple levels simultaneously, where every species, no matter how inconspicuous, supports countless others. Observing this intricate network provides lessons in patience, observation, and appreciation for complexity. Predators continue to demonstrate the balance inherent in the jungle. Emerald tree boas coil silently on branches, ready to ambush prey. Jaguars ensure that smaller mammal populations do not overwhelm vegetation, and harpy eagles patrol the treetops, keeping bird and mammal populations in check. Predation, far from being chaotic, maintains equilibrium, allowing the jungle's vast diversity to flourish. Each predator's strategy involves careful timing, observation, and precision, showing that survival in this complex environment requires both intelligence and adaptation. The insects of the jungle are astonishingly efficient and diverse. Leaf-mimicking katydids, orchid mantises, and other camouflaged insects demonstrate incredible adaptation to their environment. Pollinators like bees, butterflies, and moths ensure that plants reproduce effectively, while ants, termites, and decomposers recycle essential nutrients. Even the smallest creatures play vital roles in maintaining the ecosystem, proving that resilience often comes from cooperation and specialization rather than sheer strength. By late afternoon, the jungle is alive with the interplay of sound, color, and movement. Birds sing, monkeys chatter, insects buzz, and rivers shimmer under the filtered sunlight. The jungle operates as a holistic system, where every action contributes to the greater good. Observing it encourages mindfulness and patience, revealing lessons about balance, interdependence, and the beauty of coexistence. The forest is not a chaotic mess of life. It is an intricately orchestrated symphony, where every creature, from the tiniest insect to the largest predator, plays an essential role. As the sun begins its descent, painting the sky with golden and amber hues, the jungle transforms once more, shifting from the active energy of midday to the calm, reflective rhythm of evening. The forest is bathed in warm light, shadows stretching longer, creating an almost magical atmosphere. Imagine again lying in your hammock, suspended between two ancient trees, as the soft rustling of leaves and distant calls of animals form a living lullaby. The jungle's evening is a transitional period, where diurnal creatures retreat and nocturnal residents begin to stir, each playing their role in the ongoing symphony of life. High above, the canopy remains a bustling stage. Birds of various species finalize their day's routines. Parrots preen, macaws eat the last of the fruits they have collected, and small birds like flycatchers make quick hunts for insects. Hummingbirds hover near flowers, extracting the last nectar while simultaneously ensuring the plant's reproduction through pollination. The canopy is a testament to efficiency and specialization, where every species has evolved to occupy a specific niche that contributes to the health and longevity of the ecosystem. Monkeys prepare for the evening. Spider monkeys use their prehensile tails to swing from branch to branch, while howler monkeys issue one last deep, resonant call that echoes across the forest, signaling their territory to other troops. Capuchins forage, teaching younger monkeys how to crack nuts or catch insects. These social behaviors highlight the importance of communication, cooperation, and learning in the jungle. The canopy is not merely a collection of individual species. It is a living classroom where skills, knowledge, and survival strategies are shared across generations. The forest floor undergoes its own transition. Ocelots and jaguars move with deliberate stealth, adjusting their hunting strategies to take advantage of the dimming light. Leafcutter ants continue their meticulous work, transporting leaves to underground gardens. Termites, beetles, and other decomposers recycle dead plant material, ensuring that nutrients flow back into the soil to support trees and understory plant. Even microorganisms contribute to this intricate balance, reminding us that life in the jungle is deeply interconnected, with even the tiniest actions having cascading effects throughout the ecosystem. Rivers and streams, reflecting the setting sun, become pathways for evening activity. Otters glide gracefully, teaching their young to hunt, while caimans adjust their positions to optimize ambushes. Fish schools move with fluid precision, avoiding predators and maintaining balance in aquatic populations. Electric eels prepare for nocturnal activity, capable of delivering precise bursts of energy when necessary. The waterways serve as both life sources and connectors, linking the activities of terrestrial, arboreal, and aquatic creatures in one continuous system. Plants continue to perform essential functions during this transitional period. Bromeliads hold water in their leaves, supporting tiny ecosystems. Lianas and vines create bridges for animals navigating the forest as daylight fades. Mosses, fungi, and decomposers work quietly, ensuring that organic material is broken down and recycled. Every plant, from the smallest flower to the tallest tree, contributes to the larger ecosystem, demonstrating the interconnectedness of all life in the jungle. Nocturnal animals begin to stir. Kinkajous emerge from their resting places, moving with curiosity through the trees. Owls prepare for their hunting rounds, their silent wings allowing them to glide undetected. Bats leave their roosts, navigating with echolocation to find insects and pollinate night-blooming flowers. Glowworms begin their soft illumination, creating tiny points of light that attract prey and guide other creatures. The jungle's nighttime activity is a hidden world, almost invisible but critical to maintaining ecological balance. Predators exemplify strategy and patience. Emerald tree boas toil in preparation, while jaguars observe from shadowed areas, waiting for the right moment. Harpy eagles, less active during the early evening, are preparing to hunt later under the fading light. Every predator contributes to the stability of the ecosystem by controlling prey populations and preventing any one species from overwhelming resources. These interactions showcase the precision, intelligence, and adaptation necessary for life to thrive in such a diverse environment. The insects of the jungle, though small, play an outsized role. Leaf-mimicking katydids, orchid mantises, and other camouflaged species hunt with patience and precision. Pollinators continue their work, ensuring that plants reproduce successfully. Decomposers like termites and beetles recycle nutrients, creating a foundation for life above. Every action, no matter how minor it may seem, contributes to the overall health of the ecosystem. The jungle demonstrates that resilience often comes from cooperation, specialization, and attention to detail rather than sheer size or strength. By evening, the jungle's rhythm is both subtle and profound. Birds, mammals, insects, and aquatic creatures all perform their roles, maintaining the balance that has evolved over millions of years. Rivers shimmer with the reflected light of the setting sun, while the forest floor buzzes softly with unseen activity. The jungle is not chaotic. It is an orchestrated system where every action, every movement, and every interaction contributes to harmony and balance. Finally, as darkness begins to fall and the first stars appear overhead, the jungle enters its nocturnal phase fully. The transition from day to night is seamless, a natural choreography that showcases the interconnectedness of life. Observing this cycle, daylight activity, transitional dusk, and nocturnal emergence, provides a profound appreciation for the jungle's complexity and resilience. It teaches us patience, mindfulness, and respect for the delicate balance that sustains life on Earth. As the night deepens and the jungle is bathed in moonlight, the forest transforms into an enchanting world of shadows, soft rustles, and distant calls. The nocturnal residents, often hidden during the day, take center stage. Imagine yourself back in that hammock, suspended between two ancient trees, the gentle sway of the branches in the breeze adding rhythm to the symphony of sounds. The forest floor is alive with quiet movements, the rustling of leaves, and occasional splashes from the river as fish and otters continue their nighttime dance. Nighttime in the jungle is not empty or dormant. It is alive, intricate, and profoundly fascinating. Nocturnal mammals begin their rounds. Kinkajous, with their curious eyes and prehensile tails, move effortlessly from branch to branch in search of nectar, inadvertently pollinating night-blooming flowers. The slow loris, a small, deliberate primate, creeps cautiously through the understory, moving almost imperceptibly to avoid predators. Sloths, too, though usually associated with daytime lethargy, remain hidden and vigilant, blending perfectly with moss-covered branches. Their slow movements are a survival strategy, demonstrating how patience and subtlety can often outweigh strength or speed in the jungle's complex ecosystem. The canopy is also bustling with activity. Owls glide silently through the branches, their feathers specialized for noiseless flight, enabling them to ambush prey with extraordinary precision. Bats emerge in waves, navigating the darkness through echolocation, catching insects midair, and spreading pollen to night-blooming plants. Glowworms and fireflies add tiny points of luminescence, creating a magical display reminiscent of stars scattered across the forest floor. The interplay between predator, prey, and plant is subtle yet vital, maintaining the balance that has evolved over millions of years. On the forest floor, even smaller creatures contribute to this delicate balance. Leafcutter ants march tirelessly along established trails, supplying their underground fungal gardens. Termites break down fallen logs and leaves, returning essential nutrients to the soil, while beetles and other decomposers continue their quiet work. These tiny actions have large effects, sustaining the enormous trees above and providing food for herbivores. Even microscopic organisms, though invisible to the naked eye, play an essential role in maintaining the forest's health. The jungle operates as a seamless network, where every participant, big or small, contributes to the survival of the whole. Rivers and streams glisten in the moonlight, serving as highways and lifelines. Otters glide with playful precision, teaching their young essential survival skills. Fish dart in synchronized shoals, avoiding predators and maintaining population balance. Caimans wait patiently in the water, striking only when the perfect opportunity arises. Electric eels, hidden among roots and mud, are ready to stun prey or defend themselves. Every ripple and splash in these waterways reflects a subtle choreography, connecting aquatic and terrestrial life in ways that are both intricate and beautiful. Plants, too, play active roles at night. Bromeliads hold water in their leaves, providing habitats for frogs, insects, and even small fish. Lianas and vines form natural bridges, allowing arboreal mammals to navigate efficiently. Mosses, fungi, and decomposers recycle organic matter, feeding the soil and ensuring the continued health of the forest. Every plant is connected to the animals around it, creating an interdependent system where each action reverberates through the ecosystem. Predators teach important lessons in strategy and balance. Emerald tree boas coil silently on branches, waiting for unsuspecting prey, while jaguars move stealthily across the forest floor, maintaining equilibrium by hunting carefully. Harpy eagles, though less active at night, prepare for early morning hunting, their keen eyesight and talons ensuring that mid-sized mammals do not overpopulate the forest. Each predator has evolved unique strategies that ensure both survival and the long-term health of the ecosystem. Insects, too, play vital roles. Orchid mantises mimic flowers to ambush prey, katydids blend with leaves to evade predators, and pollinators continue the essential work of reproduction for plants. Even seemingly insignificant organisms influence the larger forest dynamics, highlighting the incredible intricacy of the jungle's ecological web. Resilience, cooperation, and adaptation are themes that repeat endlessly, teaching us lessons about patience, foresight, and interconnectedness. By midnight, the jungle pulses with an almost meditative rhythm. The calls of nocturnal birds, rustling mammals, and chirping insects blend with the flowing rivers to create a continuous symphony of life. Each sound, each movement contributes to a delicate balance. Observing the jungle in this way reveals that even the smallest creatures are critical participants in a vast, interconnected system. Every action, from the tiniest wing beat to the stealthiest predator's movement, demonstrates that life thrives through cooperation, adaptation, and intricate relationship. The jungle at night is also a testament to survival through ingenuity. Camouflage and mimicry abound. Frogs, snakes, and insects blend seamlessly with leaves, bark, and shadows. Predators use patience and intelligence rather than brute force, while prey species rely on stealth, speed, and hidden refuges to avoid danger. The ecosystem rewards those who can adapt to complexity and unpredictability. The jungle teaches that survival is not just about strength. It is about observation, creativity, and strategic thinking. As the hours pass, the first hints of dawn begin to creep into the eastern sky, signaling a gradual transition back to daytime. Nocturnal creatures retreat, while diurnal species prepare to awaken. The jungle's rhythm is continuous, seamless, and perpetual, a cycle of life that has persisted for millions of years. Every species, every interaction, and every action contributes to the long-term resilience of the forest. It is a lesson in harmony, patience, and the power of interconnectedness that leaves a lasting impression on any observer fortunate enough to witness it. With the approach of dawn, the jungle begins a quiet but dramatic transformation. The first pale light of morning filters through the canopy, illuminating leaves, flowers, and dew-speckled branches. The air feels fresh and invigorating, thick with the earthy scent of wet soil and blooming plant. Sitting in your imaginary hammock once more, you notice how the forest transitions seamlessly from night to day. Shadows retreat, nocturnal creatures find shelter, and the forest awakens in a coordinated, harmonious rhythm that is both subtle and mesmerizing. Birds are among the first to greet the new day. Macaws squawk and stretch their wings, parrots chatter excitedly, and smaller birds like tanagers and flycatchers dart between flowers, searching for insects. Hummingbirds hover in place, drinking nectar from blooms while simultaneously pollinating the plant. Their wings beat so rapidly that they become almost invisible, a blur of iridescent color moving through the golden morning light. Observing this activity reveals how every species has evolved to occupy a unique niche, contributing to the overall health and diversity of the ecosystem. Monkeys re-emerge, stretching and grooming one another in social rituals that reinforce bonds and hierarchy. Spider monkeys swing between branches using their prehensile tails, while howler monkeys issue deep, resonant calls that echo across the forest, marking territory and coordinating troop movement. Capuchins demonstrate intelligence and adaptability, often working together to forage, crack nuts, or capture insects. The canopy's activity is a lesson in community, showing how cooperation and communication enhance survival and strengthen relationships within groups. Down below, the understory and forest floor begin their own dance of activity. Ocelots move silently, their spotted coats blending seamlessly with mottled sunlight. Jaguars roam the denser areas, hunting carefully to maintain balance among herbivorous mammals. Leafcutter ants continue their industrious work, carrying foliage to underground fungal gardens that sustain an entire colony. Termites, beetles, and countless other invertebrates decompose fallen plant matter, returning nutrients to the soil and feeding the towering trees above. Even the smallest organisms have outsized influence, sustaining the ecosystem through their tireless, unseen efforts. Rivers glisten under the rising sun, reflecting the canopy above. Otters glide playfully, teaching young ones essential hunting skills. Fish dart in synchronized shoals, avoiding predators, while caimans patrol the edges of waterways, maintaining balance among aquatic populations. Electric eels remain hidden, ready to stun prey or defend against intruders. Waterways connect the entire jungle, facilitating interaction between terrestrial, arboreal, and aquatic life, and demonstrating how energy, resources, and life itself flow through a network of interdependent systems. Plants continue to shape the ecosystem. Bromeliads collect water in their leaves, creating microhabitats for frogs, insects, and small aquatic species. Lianas and vines form bridges that arboreal mammals use to traverse the canopy efficiently. Mosses, fungi, and decomposers quietly recycle nutrients, ensuring that the soil remains fertile and capable of supporting future growth. Every plant contributes to the larger system, demonstrating that survival often relies on cooperation, adaptation, and interconnectedness rather than isolation. Predators exemplify strategy and balance. Emerald tree boas coil silently on branches, awaiting unsuspecting prey. Jaguars hunt with calculated stealth, preventing herbivore populations from overwhelming vegetation. Harpy eagles patrol the upper canopy, controlling medium-sized mammals. Every predator ensures equilibrium, demonstrating that life in the jungle is about precision, timing, and adaptation as much as it is about raw power. Insects remain among the most versatile and vital creatures in the jungle. Leaf-mimicking katydids, orchid mantises, and other camouflage species evade predators while hunting. Pollinators ensure plant reproduction, while decomposers like termites and beetles recycle nutrients essential to the forest's vitality. Even the tiniest organism contributes to the grand orchestration of life, highlighting the jungle's complexity and resilience. As the morning progresses, the jungle hums with an intricate, interwoven rhythm. Birds call, monkeys leap, insects buzz, and rivers shimmer, reflecting the sun's rising light. Each movement and sound contributes to a delicate balance, reinforcing the interconnectedness that sustains life. Observing the jungle in this way, even from the comfort of an imaginary hammock, teaches lessons in patience, mindfulness, and appreciation for complexity. Every creature, from the tiniest ant to the largest jaguar, matters in this elaborate ecological tapestry. By mid-morning, the cycle of life in the jungle is fully underway once again. Diurnal and nocturnal species have adjusted their activity patterns, plants continue their growth and reproduction, and rivers facilitate connections between all living things. The forest is a living, breathing system, a web of interdependence and resilience that has evolved over millions of years. Each action, each interaction, contributes to the long-term stability of the ecosystem, providing an endless source of fascination and insight for anyone willing to observe and learn. As the day moves into late morning and approaches early afternoon, the jungle enters a phase of steady activity. Sunlight penetrates the canopy at sharper angles, creating dramatic patterns of light and shadow on the forest floor. The warmth of the sun energizes many species, prompting activity that is both fascinating and subtle. Imagine yourself in your hammock again, suspended between two ancient trees, watching as the jungle hums with life, every movement and sound part of an intricate, interconnected system. The forest is alive with patterns that are only visible to those who take the time to observe. High in the canopy, birds are busy establishing territories, foraging and interacting socially. Parrots, macaws, and toucans display brilliant colors while vocalizing to communicate with their flock. Smaller birds like tanagers, flycatchers, and trogons engage in insect hunting, foraging, and territorial dispute. Hummingbirds hover near flowers, feeding on nectar and pollinating plants simultaneously. These behaviors are not random. They are part of a larger ecological strategy where each species occupies a niche, ensuring coexistence and sustaining the forest's biodiversity. Observing these birds reveals the subtle intricacies of survival and cooperation in the jungle. Monkeys, ever the acrobats of the canopy, swing from branches with precision and grace. Spider monkeys rely on their prehensile tails for balance and agility, while howler monkeys announce their presence with deep calls that travel miles across the forest. Capuchins demonstrate intelligence and social cohesion, using tools, communicating with complex signals, and teaching young monkeys essential survival skills. The canopy is a living classroom, where observation and communication are as crucial as physical ability, showing how social structures and intelligence are vital components of survival in the jungle. On the forest floor, activity is equally fascinating. Jaguars and ocelots patrol their territories, using stealth and patience to hunt prey. Their presence ensures that herbivore populations do not explode, maintaining the balance of the ecosystem. Leafcutter ants march along meticulously organized trails, transporting leaves to underground fungal gardens. Termites, beetles, and other decomposers break down plant matter, returning nutrients to the soil and feeding the forest. Even the tiniest organisms contribute to the health of the jungle, ecological balance. Rivers and streams are hubs of activity as well. Otters glide gracefully through the water, teaching their young essential hunting techniques. Fish move in synchronized schools, avoiding predators while maintaining the balance of aquatic populations. Caimans lie in wait along the banks, controlling prey populations, and electric eels hide in submerged roots, ready to hunt or defend themselves. Waterways connect terrestrial, arboreal, and aquatic life, creating a continuous flow of energy and nutrients that sustain the jungle's complex flora. Every ripple, splash, and movement reinforces the interconnectedness of life. Plants, the silent architects of the jungle, are active participants in this intricate system. Bromeliads collect water in their roots, forming tiny aquatic ecosystems that support frogs, insects, and even small fish. Lianas and vines provide bridges and pathways for animals, enabling efficient navigation through the canopy. Mosses, fungi, and other decomposers recycle nutrients, feeding the soil and sustaining the massive trees above. The forest functions as a living network, where every species contributes to the balance of the ecosystem. Observing these interactions teaches lessons about patience, observation, and the importance of interdependence. Predators continue to demonstrate the jungle's emphasis on balance and strategy. Emerald tree boas coil silently among branches, ready to ambush prey, while jaguars hunt with calculated precision. Harpy eagles patrol the canopy, controlling populations of medium-sized mammals. Predators play an essential role in maintaining equilibrium, ensuring that no species dominates and that resources are distributed across the ecosystem. Every hunt, every patrol, every encounter reflects the delicate balance of life in the jungle, emphasizing that survival is as much about intelligence and timing as it is about strength. Insects, though small, exert profound influence. Leaf-mimicking katydids, orchid mantises, and camouflaged insects navigate the jungle with impressive skill. Pollinators like bees, butterflies, and moths ensure plant reproduction, while decomposers recycle nutrients. Even seemingly insignificant organisms contribute to the overall structure and health of the forest. The jungle teaches that resilience often comes from cooperation, adaptability, and meticulous attention to detail, demonstrating that every participant matters. By midnight, the jungle's rhythm is mesmerizing. Birds sing, monkeys leap, insects buzz, and rivers shimmer in the sunlight. The forest hums with coordinated activity, where every sound and movement has significance. Observing this living network offers lessons of balance, resilience, and mindfulness. Life in the jungle is not random. It is a complex, interdependent system where survival relies on cooperation, adaptability, and intelligence. The jungle encourages anyone observing it to pause, reflect, and appreciate the extraordinary interconnections that sustain life. As the sun climbs higher into the sky, the jungle enters its vibrant peak of activity. Sunlight illuminates the canopy, highlighting the brilliant colors of birds, the rich greens of leaves, and the subtle textures of blossoms and bark. The forest is a living mosaic, where each species, each movement, and each interaction contributes to the overall harmony. Imagine yourself again in your hammock, watching the jungle unfold like a living painting, with layers of activity above, below, and all around. In the canopy, birds dominate the sky. Parrots and macaws vocalize loudly, establishing territory and communicating with their flock. Smaller birds forage for insects, while hummingbirds hover near flowers, extracting nectar and simultaneously pollinating. Toucans use their large beaks to reach fruits that other species cannot, playing a unique role in seed dispersal. Observing these interactions reveals the subtle balance between competition and cooperation, showing how different species coexist in a shared space without overwhelming one another. Monkeys remain lively and interactive. Spider monkeys swing gracefully through branches. Howler monkeys announce their presence with deep vocalizations, and Capuchins engage in social learning, using tools and teaching young monkeys essential survival skills. The canopy is both playground and classroom, where communication, coordination, and intelligence are crucial. These interactions illustrate that life in the jungle is not just about survival, it's about thriving through cooperation and knowledge transfer across generations. On the forest floor, activity is continuous and complex. Jaguars and ocelots patrol their territories, hunting strategically to control prey populations. Leafcutter ants maintain precise trails, transporting foliage to their underground fungal gardens. Termites and beetles recycle nutrients, feeding the soil and sustaining the trees above. Even microscopic organisms play critical roles in decomposition and nutrient cycling, demonstrating that every creature, no matter how small, has an indispensable function in maintaining ecosystem health. Rivers and streams continue to serve as vital arteries of life. Otters glide and hunt, teaching their young essential skills. Fish move in synchronized schools, avoiding predators while ensuring aquatic balance. Caimans wait along the banks, maintaining equilibrium by controlling prey populations. Electric eels lie in hiding, prepared to defend or hunt with precise bursts of energy. Waterways link terrestrial, arboreal, and aquatic life, reflecting the interconnectedness that defines the jungle. Every ripple, splash, and movement contributes to a living, breathing web of life. Plants remain active participants in the ecosystem. Bromeliads collect water, providing microhabitats for frogs, insects, and small fish. Lianas and vines create pathways for arboreal mammals, facilitating movement through the canopy. Mosses, fungi, and decomposers recycle organic matter, sustaining the soil and enabling massive trees to thrive. The jungle functions as an intricate network, where survival depends on interdependence, cooperation, and balance rather than dominance. Predators exemplify precision and strategy. Emerald tree boas coil silently, ready to ambush prey, while jaguars hunt with calculated stealth. Harpy eagles patrol the canopy, controlling populations of medium-sized mammals. Predation is not chaos. It is an essential mechanism that maintains equilibrium, allowing diverse species to coexist. Observing these predators highlights the importance of intelligence, timing, and adaptation in survival. Insects continue their indispensable work. Leaf-mimicking katydids, orchid mantises, and other camouflaged species evade predators while hunting. Pollinators like bees, butterflies, and moths ensure plant reproduction, while decomposers recycle nutrients, sustaining life above and below the forest floor. Even the smallest organisms influence the entire ecosystem, demonstrating that resilience and balance often arise from cooperation and specialization rather than strength or size alone. By early afternoon, the jungle pulses with life in a harmonious, almost rhythmic pattern. Birds call, monkeys leap, insects buzz, and rivers glisten in the sunlight. Every action, from the flutter of a butterfly's wings to the silent movement of a jaguar, contributes to the jungle's intricate web of interdependence. Observing this living system teaches lessons in patience, mindfulness, and respect for the delicate balance that sustains life. The jungle, at its peak, is a masterclass in adaptation, strategy, and interconnection. Every species, interaction, and behavior contributes to a resilient, thriving ecosystem. It is a place of beauty, complexity, and subtle power, reminding us that survival depends on observation, cooperation, and the harmonious coexistence of countless living beings. Sitting in your hammock, taking it all in, you realize that the jungle is not merely a collection of trees and animals. It is a living story, a lesson in balance, and a testament to the extraordinary complexity of life on Earth. As mid-afternoon settles into the jungle, the sunlight filters through the dense canopy in dramatic, ever-shifting patterns. The forest seems alive in layers. The canopy bursts with color and motion, the understory hums with hidden life, and the forest floor pulses quietly with countless unseen interactions. Imagine yourself back in your hammock, swaying gently between two towering trees as you observe this intricate web of activity. Every rustle, chirp, and splash is part of a larger story, a story of survival, adaptation, and interconnectedness that has unfolded for millions of years. High in the canopy, birds continue their energetic routines. Parrots, macaws, and toucans move with precise agility, foraging for fruit while communicating with their flock. Smaller birds, such as tanagers and flycatchers, hunt for insects, navigating branches with surprising dexterity. Hummingbirds hover near brightly colored flowers, extracting nectar while facilitating pollination, an essential process that sustains the jungle's plant life. Each bird demonstrates unique adaptations, beak shape, wing speed, and coloration that allow them to exploit resources efficiently and coexist without excessive competition. Observing their behaviors illustrates the complexity of ecological balance, where every species has its role and strategies for survival. Monkeys remain central to canopy activity. Spider monkeys swing effortlessly from branch to branch, using prehensile tails for balance, while howler monkeys emit deep, resonant calls that define territorial boundaries. Capuchins, highly intelligent and social, forage collaboratively, employ simple tools, and teach younger troop members essential survival skills. The canopy functions not just as a habitat, but as a dynamic social classroom, where cooperation, observation, and learned behaviors determine survival success. Even within the same species, individuals develop nuanced strategies, highlighting the jungle's emphasis on intelligence and adaptation rather than brute strength alone. On the forest floor, a quieter yet equally critical world unfolds. Jaguars and ocelots move silently, their coats perfectly camouflaged against the dappled light and shadow. They hunt strategically, maintaining population balance among herbivores, which in turn protects vegetation. Leafcutter ants maintain elaborate trails, transporting foliage to underground fungal gardens that feed entire colonies. Termites, beetles, and countless microorganisms decompose organic material, recycling nutrients to nourish the towering trees above. This hidden layer of activity demonstrates the importance of even the smallest creatures, proving that ecological health depends on cooperation and interdependence across species and scales. Rivers and streams are alive with movement and energy. Otters glide effortlessly through the water, playing, hunting, and teaching younger members essential survival skills. Fish dart in synchronized shoals, avoiding predators while keeping populations in check. Caimans lie in wait along banks, balancing prey populations, while electric eels remain hidden, capable of sudden bursts of energy to catch prey or defend themselves. The water acts as both habitat and corridor, connecting terrestrial, arboreal, and aquatic life in a continuous cycle of movement, energy transfer, and survival. Observing these interactions teaches the subtlety and sophistication of ecological relationship. Plants in the jungle are far from passive. Bromeliads collect water, creating miniature ecosystems for frogs, insects, and even small fish. Lianas and vines stretch across trees, forming bridges and pathways for arboreal mammals. Mosses, fungi, and other decomposers recycle nutrients, sustaining the soil and ensuring that the trees above continue to thrive. Every plant is an active participant in the ecosystem, emphasizing the jungle's principle of interconnectedness. No species exists in isolation, and survival depends on mutual dependence. Predators in the jungle embody precision, patience, and strategic intelligence. Emerald tree boas coil silently, waiting for prey to pass within striking distance. Jaguars hunt with deliberate stealth, controlling herbivore populations to maintain equilibrium. Harpy eagles, apex predators of the canopy, patrol above, keeping mid-sized mammals in check. Predation is not chaos. It is a mechanism of balance, a natural system that prevents any species from dominating and ensures the ongoing health of the ecosystem. Observing these predators highlights the importance of strategy, observation, and adaptation in survival. Insects, while small, have a significant influence on the jungle. Leaf-mimicking katydids, orchid mantises, and other camouflage species use deception to hunt or avoid predators. Pollinators like bees, butterflies, and moths ensure the reproduction of plants, while decomposers recycle essential nutrients. Even the tiniest organisms play critical roles, demonstrating that size does not dictate ecological importance. The jungle teaches that resilience comes from cooperation, adaptation, and specialization rather than brute force, underscoring the elegance of its intricate web of life. As afternoon progresses, the jungle hums with activity and energy. Birds sing, monkeys leap, insects buzz, and rivers glimmer in the filtered sunlight. Every movement, sound, and interaction reinforces the delicate balance of life. Observing this harmony fosters mindfulness and appreciation for the subtle connections that sustain the ecosystem. The jungle operates not as isolated species but as a unified, interconnected network where every creature, whether predator, prey, or decomposer, plays a vital role. By late afternoon, the jungle enters a period of dynamic transition where shadows lengthen and sunlight filters more obliquely through the dense canopy. The forest becomes a labyrinth of light and shadow where movement is accentuated and behaviors become more nuanced. Imagine yourself back in your hammock, gently swaying with the trees, listening to the rustle of leaves, distant bird calls, and the subtle murmurs of rivers and streams. Every sound and movement in the forest is part of an intricate ecological symphony, one that has evolved over millions of years to balance energy, nutrients, and light. High in the canopy, birds engage in complex social and survival behaviors. Parrots and macaws display bright plumage while interacting vocally with their flock. Toucans use their large, specialized beaks to access fruits unreachable by other species, aiding seed dispersal and forest regeneration. Smaller birds, including flycatchers and tanagers, forage for insects and maintain territorial boundaries through precise vocalizations. Hummingbirds hover skillfully, feeding on nectar and pollinating flowers, demonstrating an extraordinary combination of agility and energy efficiency. The canopy's activity underscores the importance of niche differentiation, where each species utilizes unique skills to thrive without overtaxing shared resources. Monkeys remain key players in canopy ecology. Spider monkeys swing deftly among branches, their prehensile tails providing balance and support. Howler monkeys issue deep, resonant calls that travel for miles, coordinating troop movement and defining territories. Capuchins, highly intelligent, forage collaboratively, employ tools, and teach juveniles essential survival skills. Social interactions among monkeys highlight the importance of cooperation, knowledge transmission, and communication in maintaining survival and reproductive success. The jungle canopy serves as both a habitat and a complex social network, where behaviors are intertwined with ecological outcomes. The forest floor is equally remarkable. Jaguars and ocelots hunt with calculated stealth, maintaining herbivore populations at sustainable levels. Leafcutter ants continue their tireless work, transporting foliage to underground fungal gardens. Termites, beetles, and microorganisms decompose dead plant matter, recycling nutrients to sustain soil fertility. Even the smallest organisms have crucial roles, demonstrating that the health of the jungle relies on the cumulative effects of countless microactions. Observing this activity provides insight into resilience, balance, and the power of interdependence in complex ecosystems. Waterways, whether rivers or streams, are alive with action. Otters glide through water, hunting, playing, and teaching offspring vital skills. Fish travel in synchronized schools, avoiding predators while sustaining aquatic balance. Caimans patrol the riverbanks, controlling prey populations, and electric eels remain hidden, prepared to hunt or defend with precise energy bursts. These aquatic systems link terrestrial and arboreal life, facilitating nutrient flow, species interactions, and population control. Every movement, ripple, and sound in the water contributes to the jungle's overall rhythm and balance. Plants continue their vital roles in the ecosystem. Bromeliads collect water, forming miniature habitats that sustain frogs, insects, and even small fish. Lianas and vines provide pathways for arboreal mammals, facilitating movement and foraging. Mosses, fungi, and decomposers recycle organic matter, ensuring nutrient availability for trees and understory plant. The jungle demonstrates that plant life is not passive but an active participant in sustaining complex ecological relationships. Predators illustrate the balance and precision required for jungle survival. Emerald tree boas coil silently, awaiting prey. Jaguars hunt with patience and strategy, controlling herbivore populations and preserving ecological equilibrium. Harpy eagles patrol the upper canopy, managing populations of mid-sized mammals. Predation is essential for ecosystem health, emphasizing that life in the jungle is shaped by intelligence, timing, and adaptation rather than brute force alone. Insects maintain indispensable ecological roles. Leaf-mimicking katydids, orchid mantises, and camouflaged species avoid predators while hunting. Bees, butterflies, and moths pollinate plants, sustaining reproduction. Decomposers recycle nutrients, supporting life from the forest floor to the tallest canopy tree. Even the tiniest organisms influence the structure and function of the ecosystem, demonstrating that survival often relies on cooperation, specialization, and attention to detail. By late afternoon, the jungle pulses with coordinated activity. Birds call, monkeys leap, insects buzz, and rivers shimmer in sunlight. Every interaction reinforces the interdependent web of life. Observing the jungle encourages mindfulness, patience, and appreciation for its intricate, balanced system. Life here is not chaotic. It is a continuous, dynamic interplay of species, behaviors, and resources, where every participant, from predator to pollinator, contributes to the ongoing story of survival. As the late afternoon deepens into early evening, the jungle undergoes a subtle transformation. The sunlight softens, filtering through the canopy in golden and amber rays, casting intricate patterns on the forest floor. The air becomes cooler, carrying the earthy scent of damp soil, flowers, and moss. Imagine yourself again in your hammock, suspended between two enormous trees, gently swaying as you observe the forest's rhythm. Shadows lengthen, sounds shift, and the forest prepares for the transition from day to night, a magical period that highlights the adaptability and resilience of the jungle's inhabitants. High in the canopy, birds are in a flurry of activity as they conclude their daytime routines. Parrots and macaws vocalize loudly, establishing territories and communicating with flock members. Toucans use their large, colorful beaks to reach fruits hidden in dense foliage, aiding in seed dispersal for countless plant species. Smaller birds, such as tanagers and flycatchers, forage skillfully, catching insects and moving deftly among branches. Hummingbirds continue to hover near flowers, extracting nectar while ensuring pollination. Their rapid wing beats create a mesmerizing blur of iridescent colors, reminding observers of the astonishing adaptations that allow life to thrive in this vertical forest. Monkeys remain active in the canopy, engaging in intricate social interactions. Spider monkeys swing effortlessly between branches, using prehensile tails for balance. Howler monkeys issue resonant calls that echo through the forest, coordinating troop movement and marking territory. Capuchins demonstrate intelligence and social learning, foraging collaboratively, using tools, and teaching younger members vital survival skills. The canopy functions as both a habitat and a social classroom, where observation, communication, and learning determine survival success. These behaviors reflect the jungle's emphasis on cooperation, intelligence, and strategic thinking over brute force. On the forest floor, predators and prey engage in a quiet dance of survival. Jaguars and ocelots move stealthily, hunting strategically to maintain herbivore populations at sustainable levels. Leafcutter ants transport foliage along well-organized trails, feeding underground fungal gardens that support entire colonies. Termites, beetles, and other decomposers break down organic material, recycling nutrients essential for soil fertility. Even microscopic organisms contribute to the jungle's health, demonstrating that the ecosystem thrives through countless interdependent actions, large and small. The forest floor is a realm of subtle yet critical interactions that sustain the entire jungle. Rivers and streams shimmer under the fading sunlight, serving as vital arteries for aquatic and terrestrial life. Otters glide gracefully, teaching their young essential hunting technique. Fish move in synchronized schools, avoiding predators while maintaining population balance. Caimans lie in wait near the banks, controlling prey populations, and electric eels prepare for nocturnal activity, ready to defend or hunt with precise bursts of energy. Waterways integrate the activities of terrestrial, arboreal, and aquatic species, demonstrating the interconnectedness of all life forms in the jungle. Each ripple, splash, and movement contributes to the symphony of survival. Plants continue to play critical roles. Bromeliads collect water in their leaves, providing microhabitats for frogs, insects, and small fish. Lianas and vines form natural bridges for arboreal mammals, facilitating movement through the canopy. Mosses, fungi, and decomposers recycle nutrients, sustaining soil health and ensuring that towering trees thrive. Every plant actively participates in the ecosystem, emphasizing that survival and success in the jungle depend on interdependence, cooperation, and careful balance rather than isolation. Predators exemplify patience, strategy, and precision. Emerald tree boas coil silently, awaiting the perfect moment to strike. Jaguars hunt with calculated stealth, maintaining equilibrium among prey populations. Harpy eagles patrol the upper canopy, controlling medium-sized mammals. Predation is a natural and essential part of ecological balance, highlighting the intelligence and strategic thinking required for survival in such a complex environment. Observing predators reveals that the jungle rewards skill, patience, and awareness above raw power. Insects remain crucial players. Leaf-mimicking katydids, orchid mantises, and camouflaged species evade predators while hunting. Bees, butterflies, and moths ensure successful plant reproduction, while decomposers recycle nutrients vital to the forest's health. Even the tiniest organisms exert outsized influence, demonstrating that resilience often comes from cooperation, specialization, and adaptation rather than size or strength. The jungle operates as a finely tuned system, where every participant contributes to the ongoing story of life. As evening approaches, the jungle's symphony shifts subtly. Birds quiet down, monkeys retreat to safe branches, and insects increase activity. Rivers continue to sparkle, reflecting the fading sunlight, while nocturnal creatures begin to stir. The forest teaches lessons in balance, mindfulness, and patience. Life in the jungle is a continuous, interconnected dance, where every species, interaction, and action contributes to the harmony and resilience of the ecosystem. Observing this rhythm encourages a deep appreciation for the complexity and beauty of nature. As the first hints of early morning light begin to filter through the jungle canopy, the forest slowly awakens from its nocturnal rhythms. The air is cool and fresh, carrying the mingling scents of damp soil, flowering plants, and decomposing leaves. Imagine yourself once again in your hammock, suspended between two ancient trees, gently swaying as the forest stirs beneath you. Each sound, each movement is part of the intricate choreography of life, a dance of survival, adaptation, and cooperation that has been refined over millions of years. High in the canopy, birds begin their morning routines. Parrots and macaws call to each other, reaffirming territorial boundaries and social bond. Toucans use their large beaks to access fruits hidden deep within the foliage, aiding in the dispersal of seeds for countless plant species. Smaller birds, such as flycatchers and tanagers, actively forage for insects, navigating branches with precision. Hummingbirds hover near flowers, extracting nectar while simultaneously pollinating plants. This dynamic interplay between birds and flora highlights the complexity of ecological interactions, emphasizing that every species contributes to the health and stability of the ecosystem. Monkeys are early risers as well, their movements full of energy and purpose. Spider monkeys swing gracefully from branch to branch, using their prehensile tails to maintain balance. Howler monkeys vocalize deeply, their calls echoing through the forest and coordinating troop movement. Capuchins, known for their intelligence and social cohesion, forage collaboratively, employ tools, and teach essential survival skills to their young. These behaviors illustrate that the canopy functions not only as a habitat but also as a complex social network, where cooperation, observation, and learning are critical to survival. On the forest floor, predators and prey continue their daily interaction. Jaguars and ocelots patrol their territories, hunting with calculated stealth to maintain balanced herbivore populations. Leafcutter ants maintain well-structured trails, transporting foliage to underground fungal gardens that sustain entire colonies. Termites, beetles, and microorganisms continue decomposing organic material, recycling essential nutrients back into the soil. Even the tiniest organisms play crucial roles in maintaining ecosystem health, demonstrating that life in the jungle is sustained through countless interconnected actions across species and scales. Rivers and streams glimmer with the first light of day, serving as vital arteries for both aquatic and terrestrial life. Otters glide through the water, hunting and teaching their young critical survival skills. Fish travel in synchronized schools, evading predators while maintaining ecological balance. Caimans patrol the riverbanks, controlling prey populations, and electric eels remain hidden, ready to strike in moments of opportunity. These waterways integrate terrestrial, arboreal, and aquatic life, creating a continuous flow of energy, nutrients, and life-sustaining interactions. Plants play an essential role in this early morning activity. Bromeliads collect water, forming miniature ecosystems that support frogs, insects, and small fish. Lianas and vines provide arboreal pathways for mammals navigating the forest canopy. Mosses, fungi, and decomposers recycle nutrients, sustaining soil fertility and enabling towering trees to thrive. Plants are far from passive. They actively shape the dynamics of the jungle, influencing movement, behavior, and survival strategies for countless species. Predators highlight the jungle's emphasis on precision, strategy, and balance. Emerald tree boas coil silently, awaiting the perfect opportunity to ambush prey. Jaguars hunt with deliberate stealth, maintaining equilibrium among herbivore populations. Harpy eagles patrol the upper canopy, controlling medium-sized mammals and ensuring ecological balance. Predation is a natural and necessary mechanism, reflecting the jungle's reliance on intelligence, timing, and adaptation rather than sheer force. Observing predators reveals the jungle's complex interdependence and the delicate strategies each species employs to survive. Insects are central to the morning's activities. Leaf-mimicking katydids, orchid mantises, and camouflaged species navigate the canopy and understory with remarkable skill. Bees, butterflies, and moths pollinate flowers, ensuring the reproduction of plants and the continuation of essential ecological processes. Decomposers recycle nutrients, supporting life across all forest layers. Even the smallest organisms exert a profound influence, demonstrating that ecological resilience often arises from cooperation, specialization, and adaptability rather than size or strength. By mid-morning, the jungle hums with coordinated activity. Birds sing, monkeys leap through the canopy, insects buzz, and rivers shimmer in sunlight. Every action, sound, and interaction reinforces the interdependent web of life. Observing this harmony encourages mindfulness, patience, and a profound appreciation for the complexity and elegance of nature. The jungle operates not as isolated species but as a dynamic network, where every creature, from predator to pollinator, contributes to the ongoing story of survival and resilience. As the sun climbs higher into mid-afternoon, the jungle reaches a crescendo of life. Sunlight penetrates the dense canopy, creating dazzling patterns of light and shadow on the forest floor. The air is thick with humidity, carrying the rich scents of flowers, earth, and decomposing plant matter. Imagine yourself back in your hammock, suspended among towering trees, gently swaying as you observe the jungle's complex interactions. Each sound, each movement, and each ripple in the water contributes to an intricate, interconnected system that has evolved over millions of years to balance survival, reproduction, and energy flow. In the canopy, birds continue their energetic routines. Parrots and macaws call and display vibrant plumage to assert territory and maintain social cohesion. Toucans use their oversized beaks to reach fruits hidden deep within branches, aiding in the dispersal of seeds that sustain forest regeneration. Smaller birds, including flycatchers and tanagers, hunt insects, hopping nimbly between branches. Hummingbirds hover near flowers, extracting nectar while facilitating pollination, demonstrating extraordinary energy efficiency and specialized adaptations that allow multiple species to thrive simultaneously. Monkeys continue to interact socially and strategically. Spider monkeys swing with prehensile tails, traveling efficiently through the canopy. Howler monkeys vocalize to coordinate troop movement and define territories. Capuchins forage collaboratively, employ tools, and pass survival skills to younger members, emphasizing the importance of learning and social cohesion. The canopy is not just a habitat but a complex social network, where intelligence, observation, and communication determine survival success. The jungle rewards strategy and cooperation over brute force. The forest floor remains active with subtle but critical behaviors. Jaguars and ocelots hunt with precision, maintaining herbivore populations and supporting vegetation health. Leafcutter ants follow well-established trails to transport foliage to underground fungal gardens. Termites, beetles, and microorganisms decompose organic matter, recycling nutrients essential for plant growth. Even the smallest creatures significantly impact ecosystem stability, illustrating that the health of the jungle relies on countless interdependent actions across multiple scales. Rivers and streams shimmer under the bright mid-afternoon light, serving as arteries of life. Otters glide skillfully, hunting and teaching young essential survival skills. Fish travel in synchronized schools, avoiding predators while maintaining population balance. Caimans patrol riverbanks, controlling prey populations, and electric eels remain hidden, ready to hunt with bursts of electricity. Waterways link terrestrial, arboreal, and aquatic species, demonstrating the jungle's remarkable interconnectedness. Every ripple, splash, and movement reinforces this dynamic web of life. Plants continue their vital ecological roles. Bromeliads collect water in leaf reservoirs, supporting frogs, insects, and small fish. Lianas and vines form pathways for arboreal mammals, enabling efficient navigation and foraging. Mosses, fungi, and decomposers recycle nutrients, sustaining soil health and allowing towering trees to thrive. Plants actively shape the behavior and survival of animals, highlighting the jungle's interdependent ecosystem. Predators demonstrate patience, strategy, and precision. Emerald tree boas coil silently, awaiting prey. Jaguars hunt with deliberate stealth, maintaining equilibrium among herbivore populations. Harpy eagles patrol the upper canopy, controlling mid-sized mammals. Predation preserves balance, emphasizing that intelligence, timing, and adaptability are critical for survival. Observing these predators reveals the sophisticated interdependence that sustains the jungle's complexity. Insects play crucial roles despite their size. Leaf-mimicking katydids, orchid mantises, and other camouflage species hunt or avoid predators. Bees, butterflies, and moths pollinate flowers, supporting plant reproduction. Decomposers recycle nutrients, feeding life throughout all layers of the forest. The jungle demonstrates that cooperation, specialization, and adaptability are often more critical than strength, illustrating resilience in this interconnected system. By mid-afternoon, the jungle is alive with motion, sound, and life. Birds call, monkeys leap, insects buzz, and rivers glisten. Each action reinforces the intricate web of interdependence that sustains the ecosystem. Observing this harmony encourages mindfulness, patience, and appreciation for the extraordinary complexity of life. The jungle is a living testament to survival, adaptation, and resilience, where every species, action, and behavior contributes to the ongoing story of life on Earth. As the sun climbs higher into mid-afternoon, the jungle reaches a crescendo of light. Sunlight penetrates the dense canopy, creating dazzling patterns of light and shadow on the forest floor. The air is thick with humidity, carrying the rich scents of flowers, earth, and decomposing plant matter. Imagine yourself back in your hammock, suspended among towering trees, gently swaying as you observe the jungle's complex interactions. Each sound, each movement, and each ripple in the water contributes to an intricate, interconnected system that has evolved over millions of years to balance survival, reproduction, and energy flow. In the canopy, birds continue their energetic routines. Parrots and macaws call and display vibrant plumage to assert territory and maintain social cohesion. Toucans use their oversized beaks to reach fruits hidden deep within branches, aiding in the dispersal of seeds that sustain forest regeneration. Smaller birds, including flycatchers and tanagers, hunt insects, hopping nimbly between branches. Hummingbirds hover near flowers, extracting nectar while facilitating pollination, demonstrating extraordinary energy efficiency and specialized adaptations that allow multiple species to thrive simultaneously. Monkeys continue to interact socially and strategically. Spider monkeys swing with prehensile tails, traveling efficiently through the canopy. Howler monkeys vocalize to coordinate troop movement and define territories. Capuchins forage collaboratively, employ tools, and pass survival skills to younger members, emphasizing the importance of learning and social cohesion. The canopy is not just a habitat but a complex social network, where intelligence, observation, and communication determine survival success. The jungle rewards strategy and cooperation over brute force. The forest floor remains active with subtle but critical behaviors. Jaguars and ocelots hunt with precision, maintaining herbivore populations and supporting vegetation health. Leafcutter ants follow well-established trails to transport foliage to underground fungal gardens. Termites, beetles, and microorganisms decompose organic matter, recycling nutrients essential for plant growth. Even the smallest creatures significantly impact ecosystem stability, illustrating that the health of the jungle relies on countless interdependent actions across multiple scales. Rivers and streams shimmer under the bright mid-afternoon light, serving as arteries of life. Otters glide skillfully, hunting and teaching young essential survival skills. Fish travel in synchronized schools, avoiding predators while maintaining population balance. Caimans patrol riverbanks, controlling prey populations, and electric eels remain hidden, ready to hunt with bursts of electricity. Waterways link terrestrial, arboreal, and aquatic species, demonstrating the jungle's remarkable interconnectedness. Every ripple, splash, and movement reinforces this dynamic web of life. Plants continue their vital ecological roles. Bromeliads collect water in leaf reservoirs, supporting frogs, insects, and small fish. Lianas and vines form pathways for arboreal mammals, enabling efficient navigation and foraging. Mosses, fungi, and decomposers recycle nutrients, sustaining soil health and allowing towering trees to thrive. Plants actively shape the behavior and survival of animals, highlighting the jungle's interdependent ecosystem. Predators demonstrate patience, strategy, and precision. Emerald tree boas coil silently, awaiting prey. Jaguars hunt with deliberate stealth, maintaining equilibrium among herbivore populations. Harpy eagles patrol the upper canopy, controlling mid-sized mammals. Predation preserves balance, emphasizing that intelligence, timing, and adaptability are critical for survival. Observing these predators reveals the sophisticated interdependence that sustains the jungle's complexity. Insects play crucial roles despite their size. Leaf-mimicking katydids, orchid mantises, and other camouflaged species hunt or avoid predators. Bees, butterflies, and moths pollinate flowers, supporting plant reproduction. Decomposers recycle nutrients, feeding life throughout all layers of the forest. The jungle demonstrates that cooperation, specialization, and adaptability are often more critical than strength, illustrating resilience in this interconnected system. By mid-afternoon, the jungle is alive with motion, sound, and life. Birds call, monkeys leap, insects buzz, and rivers glisten. Each action reinforces the intricate web of interdependence that sustains the ecosystem. Observing this harmony encourages mindfulness, patience, and appreciation for the extraordinary complexity of life. The jungle is a living testament to survival, adaptation, and resilience, where every species, action, and behavior contributes to the ongoing story of life on Earth. As the late afternoon begins to fade into early evening, the jungle shifts once again, moving into a period of calm yet subtle activity. Sunlight slants through the canopy, creating long streaks of gold and amber across the forest floor. The air carries the earthy perfume of wet soil, decaying leaves, and blooming flowers. Imagine yourself back in your hammock, suspended among giant trees, gently swaying as the jungle prepares for its nocturnal transformation. Every rustle, chirp, and movement around you is part of a grand, interconnected web of life, a system perfected over millions of years to balance survival, reproduction, and energy flow. High in the canopy, birds adjust their activity as daylight wanes. Parrots and macaws call to each other, coordinating their return to roosting sites while maintaining social bond. Toucans forage for the last accessible fruits, dispersing seeds that will regenerate the forest. Smaller birds, such as tanagers and flycatchers, continue hunting insects, hopping nimbly between branches, and ensuring their sustenance before darkness falls. Hummingbirds make the most of the dwindling daylight, hovering and feeding with their delicate precision, maintaining essential pollination cycles for flowers. This interplay demonstrates the jungle's balance of competition and cooperation, ensuring that multiple species can thrive simultaneously without overexploiting resources. Monkeys prepare for the night while maintaining their complex social interactions. Spider monkeys swing through the canopy, seeking secure resting locations, using their prehensile tails to anchor and balance. Howler monkeys vocalize intermittently, signaling troop location and reinforcing territorial boundaries. Capuchins forage briefly before retreating, using tools to access last-minute food sources and teaching young members vital survival skills. The canopy functions as a social classroom, where learning, observation, and communication determine the survival and cohesion of each troop. These behaviors emphasize the jungle's principle that intelligence, strategy, and collaboration often surpass raw physical strength. The forest floor continues its quiet but essential work. Jaguars and ocelots hunt with deliberate precision, targeting prey to maintain population balance. Leafcutter ants continue their tireless work, transporting foliage to underground fungal gardens that feed their colonies. Termites, beetles, and countless microorganisms decompose organic matter, recycling nutrients critical for the forest's vitality. Even the smallest organisms play pivotal roles in sustaining the ecosystem. Observing these floor-level interactions highlights the delicate balance and interdependence that define the jungle's health. Rivers and streams, glimmering under the fading light, remain central to jungle life. Otters glide gracefully, catching fish and demonstrating playful interactions that teach survival skills to the young. Schools of fish navigate currents while evading predators, maintaining ecological equilibrium. caimans patrol the banks, controlling prey populations, and electric eels lie hidden, ready to defend or hunt with rapid electrical discharges. Waterways connect terrestrial, arboreal, and aquatic life, emphasizing the seamless integration of all species in a continuous cycle of movement and energy transfer. Plants maintain critical roles as night approaches. Bromeliads continue to hold water in leaf reservoirs, creating microhabitats for frogs, insects, and small fish. Lianas and vines form natural bridges for arboreal mammals, ensuring safe navigation through the increasingly dark canopy. Mosses, fungi, and decomposers recycle organic matter, sustaining soil fertility and allowing trees to thrive. Plants actively shape the survival strategies of animals, illustrating that the jungle is not merely a backdrop but a living, interactive participant in the ecosystem. Predators demonstrate the intelligence and strategy required for survival. Emerald tree boas coil silently in anticipation of prey. Jaguars hunt with stealth, carefully managing herbivore populations. Harpy eagles patrol higher branches, keeping mid-sized mammals in balance. Predation is not chaotic. It is a sophisticated mechanism of equilibrium, rewarding patience, strategy, and awareness over brute strength. Observing predators offers insight into the jungle's complex interdependence and the subtle tactics necessary for survival. Insects continue their indispensable roles. Leaf-mimicking katydids, orchid mantises, and camouflaged species avoid predators while hunting. Bees, butterflies, and moths sustain essential pollination processes. Decomposers recycle nutrients, feeding the soil and supporting life across all forest layers. Even the smallest organisms shape the ecosystem, demonstrating that cooperation, specialization, and adaptability are fundamental to resilience. The jungle teaches that survival often relies on precise, interconnected actions rather than sheer power. By early evening, the jungle hums with its nocturnal preparation. Birds quiet down, monkeys settle into resting spots, and insects begin increased activity. Rivers shimmer under the low light, reflecting the forest's subtle energy. The jungle, though quieter, remains vibrant and alive, orchestrating a careful balance between activity and rest. Observing this rhythm offers mindfulness, insight, and appreciation for the delicate intricacy of natural life. Every creature, from predator to pollinator, contributes to the ongoing, interwoven story of survival. As evening deepens into night, the jungle fully awakens in its nocturnal glory. Shadows merge with the darkness, the air cools, and the chorus of nocturnal life emerges. Imagine yourself again in your hammock, suspended among colossal trees, enveloped by the sounds and movements of the forest at night. The jungle, though transformed, is alive with activity, revealing remarkable adaptations and survival strategies honed over millions of years. From the smallest insects to apex predators, each species navigates the darkness in a carefully balanced system that sustains life in a perpetual cycle. Nocturnal mammals emerge from hidden refuges. Kinkajous glide through the canopy, using their prehensile tails for balance and stealth. Slow lorises move deliberately and silently, avoiding predators while seeking food. Sloths, largely motionless, play a vital role by hosting algae and insects in their fur, providing food sources for other species. These nocturnal behaviors emphasize patience, precision, and interdependence, illustrating how species exploit niches to survive. The jungle rewards adaptation, intelligence, and strategy above raw strength, and each creature's behavior demonstrates the elegant solutions evolution has produced. Bats dominate the nocturnal aerial space. They navigate through echolocation with remarkable precision, hunting insects and pollinating night-blooming flowers. Owls patrol silently, hunting with near-perfect accuracy thanks to specialized feathers that muffle sound. Glowworms and fireflies punctuate the darkness with flickers of bioluminescent light, attracting prey and signaling potential mates. These subtle yet vital activities sustain complex food webs and ensure reproduction, highlighting the interconnectedness of predators, prey, and plant. On the forest floor, jaguars and ocelots hunt strategically, maintaining herbivore populations and protecting vegetation. Leafcutter ants tirelessly transport foliage to underground fungal gardens, ensuring colony survival. Termites, beetles, and microorganisms break down organic matter, recycling nutrients essential for healthy soil and plant growth. Even microscopic organisms contribute significantly to ecological balance, emphasizing that the jungle's health relies on countless small but critical actions. Observing these interactions demonstrates that survival is a cumulative product of interdependence across all scales of life. Rivers and streams reflect moonlight, serving as conduits for aquatic and terrestrial life. Otters glide and hunt playfully, teaching young survival skills. Schools of fish coordinate movements to evade predators while maintaining ecological balance. Caimans patrol the banks, controlling prey populations, and electric eels remain poised for action. Waterways illustrate the seamless integration of habitats, demonstrating the dynamic flow of energy, nutrients, and life throughout the jungle ecosystem. Plants play pivotal roles in nocturnal life. Bromeliads retain water, providing microhabitats for frogs, insects, and small fish. Lianas and vines form pathways for mammals navigating in the dark. Mosses, fungi, and decomposers recycle nutrients, supporting soil health and sustaining the towering trees above. Plants are active participants, shaping animal behavior, survival strategies, and ecosystem dynamic. Predators illustrate patience, strategy, and precision. Emerald tree boas coil silently, jaguars hunt with calculated stealth, and harpy eagles patrol the canopy. Predation ensures equilibrium, highlighting the importance of intelligence, timing, and adaptability. Observing predators provides insight into the jungle's complexity and the delicate strategies species employ for survival. Insects continue their vital roles. Leaf-mimicking katydids, orchid mantises, and camouflaged species hunt or evade predators. Bees, butterflies, and moths sustain critical pollination cycles. Decomposers recycle nutrients, feeding life across all layers of the forest. Even the smallest organisms influence the jungle's structure and function, demonstrating that resilience often arises from cooperation, specialization, and adaptability rather than size or strength. By late night, the jungle is alive with quiet, mesmerizing activity. Rivers shimmer under moonlight, leaves rustle gently, and nocturnal creatures carry out their roles with precision. The jungle is not chaotic. It is a coordinated, interdependent system where every species, action, and behavior contributes to the ongoing story of life. Observing this nocturnal harmony fosters mindfulness, reflection, and deep appreciation for the extraordinary intricacy of nature. The jungle stands as a living testament to survival, adaptation, and resilience, reminding us that life is a continuous, interconnected dance in which every participant plays a crucial role.